Once upon a time, when the sky was deeper than oceans and stars still remembered how to dream, there lived the tiniest star anyone had ever seen. Her name was Twinkle. She was no bigger than the last spark that jumps from a dying campfire. While great constellations painted lions and crowns across the heavens, Twinkle stayed perfectly still in one quiet corner, pouring her gentle silver light over a hidden valley called Brackenwood. Brackenwood had only 342 people. Crooked apple trees bloomed pink every spring. A small river sang lullabies over smooth gray stones. An old stone bridge was wrapped in soft green moss. Every morning, the bakery filled the air with warm cinnamon. Every rooftop, every window, every heart in that valley quietly belonged to the little star that never moved from above the chimneys. The big stars never invited her to their dances. Comets never slowed down to say hello. Even the moon sometimes forgot she was there. But Twinkle didn't mind. She had chosen this one small place. Every night she woke up, stretched her silver rays, and shone as brightly as her tiny heart could manage. Far below, in a little house with blue shutters, lived a 7-year-old boy named Milo. He had curly brown hair that refused to lie flat and eyes the color of rainy mornings. Milo was brave about almost everything, climbing the tallest apple tree, catching frogs, standing up to bullies. But when night came, Milo was terribly afraid of the dark. Every evening, the moment the sun slipped behind the mountains, his heart began to race. Shadows grew long fingers. The creak of the old wooden house sounded like footsteps. He would pull his blanket over his head and whisper, "Please let there be light. Please let there be light." One freezing winter evening, when frost painted spiderwebs on the windows, Milo's grandmother carried him outside wrapped in the thickest quilt she owned. "Look up, my darling," she whispered softly. Milo peeked over the edge. There, just above their crooked chimney, glowed the softest, kindest silver light he had ever seen. It was small, steady, and warm, like someone holding a lantern just for him. "That," Grandma said, "is our little guardian star. She comes back to the same place every single night, only for Brackenwood. As long as she's there, the dark can never win." From that night on, something beautiful began, something no one in the universe could have predicted. That very night, Milo stepped onto the back porch alone for the first time. The air was sharp and cold, but the little silver star was already waiting above the chimney, steady as a promise. Milo's heart was still thumping from fear, yet something brave stirred inside him. He lifted one small hand and waved. Just once. Up in the sky, a billion miles away, Twinkle felt the wave like a warm breeze against her heart. No one had ever waved at her before. No one had ever noticed her tiny light. A soft joy bloomed inside her, brighter than any flame she had ever shown. She flickered twice. "Hello, hello. I see you." Down on the porch, Milo's eyes grew wide. He laughed out loud, a sound like tiny bells in the winter night. He waved again, both arms this time, jumping so hard his blanket fell into the snow. Twinkle flickered 3 times now, faster and happier. It was their first conversation without words. From that evening on, it became their sacred ritual. Every single night, no matter the weather, Milo ran outside. When he was 4, he waved with chubby baby hands. When he was 5, he stood on tiptoe so the porch rail didn't hide him. At 6, he learned to whistle and added it to his greeting. At 7, he started bringing his friends, but only Grandma was allowed to watch from the doorway. Twinkle never missed a single night. When spring rain poured, she shone through the clouds like a silver coin behind gray silk. When summer storms roared and lightning split the sky, she stayed perfectly still so the children knew someone steady was watching. When autumn winds howled and winter snow buried the valley knee-deep, her light cut through the darkness like a warm knife through butter. The village dogs learned the routine too. Every evening at sunset they gathered under the porch and barked exactly twice when Twinkle appeared, as if announcing, "She's here. She's here." Neighbors began leaving their curtains open. Old Mr. Harrow, who never smiled, started smiling when he saw the little boy waving. Mothers rocking babies on porches whispered, "Look, our guardian is back." Even the river seemed to sing softer, happier songs. Milo grew taller. Grandma knitted bigger and bigger blankets each birthday because he refused to stop waving, even when his arms got cold. The porch boards wore smooth in the exact spot where his feet always stood. And every single night, without fail, Twinkle answered with her gentle double flicker, "I'm here. I'm always here." Years slipped by like soft seasons. Milo turned 8, then 9, then 10. His voice deepened, his curls stayed wild, and his fear of the dark slowly melted away, because how could anyone be afraid when a star waved back from the edge of the universe? Little did they know, far beyond the moon, something was coming that would test the strongest friendship the sky had ever seen. 10 years passed like soft dreams. Milo was now 10 years old, tall enough to rest his elbows on the porch rail. His curls still refused to behave, but his smile had grown brighter than summer sunshine. The nightly ritual had become the heartbeat of Brackenwood. Every single evening, the whole village quietly prepared. Mothers finished washing dishes early. Fathers put away tools. Children finished homework faster. Even the dogs lined up under the porch like soldiers waiting for their general. At the first hint of twilight, Milo stepped outside. He no longer needed a blanket. He wore his grandfather's old coat now, sleeves rolled up 3 times. He raised both arms high and waved in the special way only he and Twinkle knew. 3 slow waves, 2 fast, 1 big circle. Up in the sky, Twinkle waited eagerly. The moment she saw him, her silver light glowed warmer, brighter, happier. She answered with her own special pattern. For quick flickers, 1 long steady shine, then a playful twinkle that looked exactly like laughter. The entire valley watched in silence. Old Mrs. Willow left her curtains open every night just to see the little light dance. The baker saved the last warm cinnamon roll for Milo as a reward. Even the river slowed its song, as if not to disturb their conversation. Some nights were magical beyond words. When Milo's puppy went missing in the snow, Twinkle shone so brightly the whole valley turned silver, guiding the little dog home. When lightning struck the old oak tree, she stayed perfectly steady while thunder roared, and every child slept peacefully knowing she was watching. People started calling their corner of the sky Twinkle's place. Travelers who passed through asked, "Why does that one star never move?" The children only smiled and said, "Because she has someone to wave to." Milo began leaving drawings on the porch windowsill, pictures of him and a tiny star holding hands. Twinkle would flicker extra bright when she saw them, as if saying thank you. Grandma said their friendship was the purest thing she had ever seen. Then one winter evening, everything changed forever. A blazing comet streaked across the sky, writing words of pure fire that every star could read. To every star, great and small, come to the great gathering beyond the moon. Once in 1,000 years we weave the greatest aurora ever seen. Shine for billions of eyes, or remain unseen forever. The big stars exploded with joy. Red giants roared. Blue supergiants flashed like lightning. Golden clusters spun in excited circles. They polished their rays and practiced their grandest spins. When they finally noticed tiny Twinkle in her quiet corner, they called down kindly, "Little sister, come with us. This is your one chance to be famous, to be loved by the entire world." Twinkle's heart trembled like a leaf in the wind. All her life she had shone for only 342 people. What would it feel like to dance where billions watched? To be important, unforgettable, truly seen? That evening she watched Milo wave his special pattern. He had just learned to whistle and added it to their greeting. Twinkle almost stayed. Her light flickered uncertainly, as if saying goodbye and hello at the same time. But the dream was too strong. "I'll be back before you miss me," she whispered so softly only the moon heard. Then, for the first time in 1,000 years, Twinkle left her place. The sky above Brackenwood went completely black. Milo stood on the porch waving his special pattern, 3 slow, 2 fast, 1 circle. He waited and waited. The spot above the chimney stayed black. He whistled. Nothing. He jumped. Nothing. He called out loud, "Twinkle? Where are you?" Only cold wind answered. For the first time in 10 years, Twinkle did not flicker back. Milo's heart cracked like thin ice. He ran inside crying. Grandma found him curled under his bed, clutching his oldest drawing of the little star. The whole village woke to a sky full of beautiful colors, but their corner was darker than a cave. Dogs howled. Owls fell silent. Windows felt cold. Mothers held their children tighter. Old Mr. Harrow stood on his porch with tears in his eyes. High above, Twinkle flew past the sleepy moon who warned gently, "Fame is bright, little one, but home is warm." She tasted vanilla snow clouds, waved at laughing shooting star families, and finally reached the silver meadow where millions of stars danced. The celebration began. The sky exploded into colors never seen before: emerald rivers, rose waterfalls, sapphire fireworks. Children on every continent woke and cheered. But in Brackenwood, one little boy cried himself to sleep under his bed. The silver meadow floated above the world like a dream. Rivers of liquid starlight flowed between cloud islands. Music made of solar winds filled the air. Millions of stars danced, red giants thundering, blue supergiants flashing, golden clusters spinning perfect circles. The aurora they created was beyond imagination. It rolled across every continent in waves of emerald, rose, and sapphire. Cities turned off lights to watch. Children woke parents shouting with joy. News channels went live worldwide. Twinkle tried to join the dance. She spun until dizzy. She twinkled until her light hurt. She called again and again. But she was too small. The great stars swept past her like ocean waves around a grain of sand. Her glow grew dimmer, colder. For the first time in eternity, she felt completely invisible. Down in Brackenwood, the beautiful colors painted the sky everywhere except above the chimneys. Milo refused supper. Grandma's story shook. Neighbors gathered on the porch in worried silence. The baker left a cinnamon roll on the windowsill for when she comes back. Milo fell asleep on the cold wooden steps, clutching his oldest blanket, tears freezing on his cheeks. The grand finale began. The greatest stars formed a crown of pure light brighter than 1,000 suns. The whole world held its breath. Twinkle stopped spinning. Through a single gap in the clouds, she saw one tiny patch of darkness where no star shone tonight. She felt Milo's pain strike her heart like an arrow. Memories flooded back. The night his puppy got lost, and she shone extra bright until the dog found home. The thunderstorm when lightning split the oak, and she stayed perfectly steady so no child would cry. The very first wave, and how it made her feel bigger than every galaxy combined. Tears of pure starlight fell from her eyes and became the brightest shooting stars anyone had ever seen that night. "I don't want billions of eyes," she whispered. "I want the one heart that waves back." In front of every astonished star in the universe, Twinkle turned her back on the greatest celebration in 1,000 years. Twinkle flew faster than light itself. She raced past shocked constellations, slipped between moonbeams, left a silver trail people still call the path of the returning star. She broke every speed the stars knew. Time bent around her. The moon smiled as she passed. Vanilla snow clouds parted like curtains. Down in Brackenwood, at 3 o'clock in the morning, Milo woke from a nightmare. He stumbled to the frosted window. One last time he pressed his small hand against the cold glass and whispered, "Please come back." The entire village was awake. People stood in nightgowns holding candles. Dogs sat quietly. Even the river had stopped singing. They all looked at the same empty patch of sky. At that exact second, a gentle silver light, brighter and warmer than ever before, slipped into its old place above the chimney. Twinkle was home. Milo screamed with joy so loud the entire valley woke completely. Windows flew open. People ran outside barefoot. Dogs barked like mad. Church bells rang by themselves. Milo waved both arms until he fell over laughing and crying at once. Twinkle flickered hundreds of times. "Hello, I'm sorry. I missed you. Never again, never ever." Grandma lifted Milo so high his feet left the ground. Neighbors hugged strangers. Someone started singing the old lullaby, and soon the whole valley sang under the returning light. From that night on, Twinkle never moved from her spot again, not even for a single second. Travelers came from every country to see the star that chose love over fame. Scientists, kings, painters, none could explain it. But the children of Brackenwood only smiled and said, "She's not famous. She's ours." Milo grew up, became a schoolteacher, and every evening took his pupils outside to wave. When he had children of his own, he taught them the ritual. The porch became sacred ground. Sometimes shooting stars still ask, "Do you ever regret it?" Twinkle laughs like tiny silver bells and answers, "I am the brightest memory in the hearts that matter to me," and every night they still wave back. So whenever you feel small, whenever the dark feels too big, step outside and look up. Find the tiniest, steadiest light you can see, the one that never moves, the one that feels like it's looking straight at you. It might just be a little star who once turned down the whole sky, just to keep you company tonight. She will stay there, faithfully, happily, for as long as you need her. Good night, little one. Your star is watching. Years rolled on like gentle seasons. Milo became a young man with the same wild curls and kind eyes. He married a girl from the next valley who loved the waving ritual as much as he did. They built their house right next to Grandma's old porch, so the spot above the chimney stayed in the family. Every evening, Milo and his wife stepped outside with their newborn daughter. The baby was too small to wave, so Milo lifted her tiny hand and moved it for her. Twinkle answered with the softest, happiest flicker anyone had ever seen, as if saying, "Welcome, little one." The story of the star that came home had spread far beyond Brackenwood. Painters came and tried to capture her gentle light. Scientists arrived with huge telescopes. Kings sent letters asking for the secret of such loyalty. But the village only smiled and said, "She belongs to us." Old Grandma passed away peacefully one spring. On the night of her funeral, Twinkle shone so brightly the whole valley turned silver. It was her way of saying goodbye to the woman who had first introduced Milo to the sky. Milo's daughter grew quickly. They named her Luna. By age 3, she could already whistle the special tune. By 5, she stood on the porch alone, waving the exact pattern her father had taught her: 3 slow, 2 fast, 1 circle. Every child in Brackenwood learned the ritual. The porch became a school of courage. Shy children, scared children, children who had lost parents, all came to wave. Twinkle answered every single one with her gentle double flicker, as if saying, "I see you. You are not alone." The village built a small stone bench under the porch with the words carved, "For those who need a light." On stormy nights, it was never empty. Travelers began calling Brackenwood the Valley of the Faithful Star. People came from distant lands just to stand on that porch and wave once. Many cried when Twinkle flickered back. Some never feared the dark again. A terrible storm arrived, the worst in 100 years. Black clouds swallowed the sky for 7 days and 7 nights. Lightning split ancient trees. Rivers flooded. No one saw even a glimpse of starlight. Children began to whisper, "What if she forgot us?" Luna, now 7, stood on the porch every evening anyway, waving into the darkness, soaked to the skin, refusing to leave. On the 7th night, the wind howled like wolves. Milo carried Luna inside, saying gently, "Even stars need rest sometimes, little one." Luna cried herself to sleep, clutching her drawing of Twinkle. The whole village prayed under one roof for the first time in years. At the exact moment Luna fell asleep, the clouds tore open like curtains. Cold winds stopped. Silence fell. Then, brighter than anyone had ever seen her, Twinkle appeared, burning like a silver sun. She had been there all along, hidden behind the storm, waiting for even a tiny gap. The entire valley ran outside in nightgowns and bare feet. Luna woke and raced to the porch. She waved with both arms until she fell over laughing and crying. Twinkle flickered 1,000 times, faster than ever before. "I never left. I never left. I was always here." From that night on, the village added one more line to the stone bench. "She waits behind every storm." Decades passed. Milo grew old and gray, but he still waved every night. Luna became a grandmother herself. The porch was rebuilt 3 times, yet the spot where they stood stayed exactly the same. The drawings on the windowsill became hundreds, then thousands, from children all over the world who had heard the story. And Twinkle? She never moved. Not once. Not even for a single second. When people ask her through the years, shooting stars still whisper, "Do you ever regret choosing one small village?" Twinkle laughs like tiny silver bells and answers, "I chose the entire universe, because every heart that waves back is my whole world." So tonight, wherever you are, step outside. Look for the tiniest, steadiest light that never moves. Wave if you feel afraid, or lonely, or small. She will flicker back. She always does. Because somewhere, a very small star made a promise long ago. And some promises are brighter than 1,000 suns. Good night, little one. Your star is watching. She always will. Luna was now 30, with her father's wild curls gone silver at the temples. Milo's hands trembled too much to wave properly, so every evening Luna lifted his arm for him the way he once lifted hers when she was small. One autumn night, Milo caught a fever. The village doctor shook his head. Everyone knew it was time. Milo asked to be carried to the porch one last time. The whole valley gathered silently. Luna held her father so he could see the sky. Twinkle appeared brighter than ever, as if she understood. Milo smiled weakly and managed one small wave with Luna's help. Twinkle flickered 1,000 gentle times, soft as a lullaby. That night Milo passed peacefully, staring at his oldest friend in the sky. Luna stood on the porch until dawn, waving alone for the first time. Luna placed Milo's very first childhood drawing, the one he had made at age 7, into a small glass frame on the porch. Word spread. Soon children from every country sent their own drawings, stars with smiling faces, boys and girls waving, hearts in crayon. The windowsill overflowed. Luna built a little shelter to protect them. It became the Wall of Wishes. On windy nights the papers fluttered like 1,000 white birds. Every new drawing received an answer. Twinkle flickered extra bright the night it arrived, as if saying thank you. People began calling the porch the place where stars answer. A thin envelope came from a children's hospital far away. Inside was a crayon drawing of a bald little boy lying in bed, too weak to stand, waving from his pillow toward a tiny star in the corner. A letter explained he had cancer and might not see another spring. His only wish was for the famous star to know he waved every night from his window. That evening Luna read the letter aloud to the whole village. Then she held the drawing high. Twinkle shone so fiercely that night that the hospital ward, hundreds of miles away, lit up silver. Nurses cried. The little boy smiled in his sleep. He recovered against all odds. 100 years after Twinkle returned home, Brackenwood declared a festival. Thousands came. They brought lanterns shaped like stars. At sunset, everyone gathered on every rooftop, every hill, every street. Luna, now white-haired, stood on the old porch with her grandchildren. Together they counted down. At the exact second twilight fell, Twinkle appeared brighter than the moon, bathing the valley in pure silver. 10,000 people waved at once. Twinkle flickered so fast she became a continuous beam of light, like a heartbeat made of starlight. Fireworks, songs, and tears filled the sky. The festival lasted 7 days and 7 nights. On the last night of the festival, Twinkle slowly grew brighter and brighter until she became a perfect silver circle, like a second moon smiling down. Then she sent one single, long, loving flicker that lasted a full minute, visible across half the world. It was her way of saying, "I saw every wave. I heard every wish. I kept every promise." Today the porch still stands. The Wall of Wishes holds millions of drawings. Every evening, somewhere in the world, a child steps outside, looks up, and waves at the tiniest, steadiest light that never moves. And every single time, without fail, she flickers back. Because some promises are older than mountains, stronger than storms, and brighter than 1,000 suns. So tonight, wherever you are, find her. Wave if your heart is heavy. She is still there. She never left. She never will. Good night, little one. Your star is watching. She always has been. She always will be.